Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Lanny and Bert, the Dividend Diplomat. Today we are talking, Lanny, a Dividend King is returning back to glory. This stock is on fire, up over 30% in 2025.
Oh yeah, guys. Ooh. Smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Put your crown on because we are featuring a Dividend King today. As Bert just said, they're riding up. They're riding high. 30% returns this year in 2025. And, you know, Bert listens to Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangsta every morning when he wakes up. But you know what? We're switching the tune to Damn It Feels Good to Be a Dividend Investor. Just sounds great, doesn't it, guys?
It does sound great. Who are we talking about today? We are talking about Johnson and Johnson, ticker symbol JNJ. So why am I so excited that this stock is up 30% year to date? Well, a few years ago, my wife and I embarked on a journey to buy one share of Johnson & Johnson every single week until we each hit 100 shares. We own over 200 shares combined. Now, Lanny, it's over 220 shares because we've dripped over 9 shares over the years. Johnson & Johnson has been beaten down. It's been lagging. It's gone through some tough stuff. It's spun off Kenvue or split off Kenvue. It's been dealing with some headwinds in the pharmaceutical sector. But lately, you've seen that stock pop and you've seen it get closer to a certain threshold.
Oh, you have. You truly have. And oh my gosh.
J&J, they just got a big upgrade from Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo upgraded that analyst price from $1.70 to 212. That's a 42 price swing. What else is
Wow.
going on in the broader market? Well,
People got to understand here that is a 20% plus raise in share price.
you're right. It's just a casual dropping of Wells Fargo's like, wow, we got some tailwinds coming here to help J&J. We know you haven't heard news about what they're doing, but we know Pfizer struck a deal to get some of their drugs listed on the exchange. From there, there's expectations that it's going to trickle through to every one of the drug producers, just like it did for Pfizer. But the big news was if the piece that came out that was so beneficial to so many of these drugs companies that caused them to pop was a potential delay in tariffs. If to buy time to negotiate more deals with pharmaceutical companies and also potentially delay them even longer if people make investment in the United States. Pfizer set that precedence, Lanny. So we don't know if Johnson & Johnson's going to follow, but the expectations are the industry is going to run right behind them and pick up the speed and sending J&J, Pfizer, so many others soaring through the roof.
Oh yeah, they are soaring right now, and man, oh man, gotta love the tailwinds hitting the space right now, especially the
Mm-hmm.
ones that you own a ton of, especially Bert, you guys owning over 220 shares, feeling that pump up in share price has got to be amazing because you have experienced all 30% this year,
Yeah.
and gosh, you just know that the momentum hasn't stopped yet, and again, even when we dive into the next, phase of Johnson and Johnson, heading into the second half of earnings this year, because earnings should start being released over these next few weeks. They had some positive outlooks in their last earnings release that they released in July for this Dividend King. Again, this beauty, this old reliable passive income producing asset here with J&J. Bert, they increased their outlook during their last earnings. So not only did Wells Fargo, from the analyst perspective, raise their target, but you kind of had a feeling that things were actually heading in the right direction based on what management was saying circa 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, they were just increasing the sales outlook for the year to a casual $93 billion range, 93.2 to 93.6. Earnings per share 1080 to not 1090, both increases going from there. Even when you looked at the results of that quarter, you saw that revenue was up 5% year over year. Earnings beat expectations. The earnings per share of 277. Revenue was 23.7 billion, as we said, and that beat expectations by nearly 900 million. So again, just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, just beat by a billion, no big freaking deal here. Beat by 9 cents in EPS. There's one thing when you beat it by like a penny, but beating it by like 9 cents on the non-GAAP EPS was also huge. So it comes to no question why J&J right now is doing very well, plus all the expectations of what they're going to do in the future. But guys, that's not why we're here. We're here to see if this is a stock to buy right now. We're here to see if in your dividend portfolio, is J&J still undervalued, to see if it is a stock to buy. You know us at the Diplomats HQ here. We focus on the three metrics: the PE ratio, less than the S&P 500, the payout ratio, less than 60%, history of growing dividends, which J&J does every single gosh damn mother bleeping year. And then we look at the yield, right, Bert?
Right, let's jump in. Their price is 188.64. Sheesh, man. Johnson and
Can
Johnson
you take me higher?
higher, higher. All right, they're on their way to 200 per share. Their earnings per share is 1086, which is basically right in the middle of that guidance range you're talking about. P ratio is 17.37x. So
Still showing some good signs. Not that 15 or 16 that we were seeing earlier this year when they're in the 140s and 150s, but whew.
yeah, it's great to see. Great to see. Their dividend is $5.20. That gives you a payout ratio of a beautiful 47.88%. Right smack in the middle of the perfect payout ratio.
That perfect payout ratio, guys.
Hmm?
Just buy
Great.
J&J if you want a perfect payout ratio because they are historically in that 45 to 50% range.
Yeah, their 5-year dividend growth rate's about 5%. And as you said, we've already said they're a dividend king. You know that. They've increased that dividend for 62 plus years.
Yeah, you could have locked in at a nice 3.25 not too long ago, guys. I think even closer to
Yeah.
3.5%. But right now the yield is 2.76%, which is two times the S&P 500. Now, again, performance-wise, up about 5.5% in the last month. Again, up over 30% this year. The stock is on fire this year, but they're very cold in the last 5 years, up only 29%. So pretty much this is what we're seeing with their gains right now. But what's going to happen over the next five? Is this a breakout time period for J&J?
Yeah. Is this dividend king ready to break out? Not buying
Mm-hmm.
them now. I'm just going to keep dripping, letting this one ride. Probably missed our shot to buy them back, as you said, Lanny, when they were in the 140s, 150s. But
I think I was picking up a bunch of shares every now and then.
yeah, you were grabbing them. I didn't because I was already at 100. I was looking elsewhere, but now's the time.
Dogs got to eat.
Yeah, times to look elsewhere, drip, and then hopefully watch this thing shoot past 200, shoot past 225, and make
What
its
about
way
you
to,
guys?
oh,
Oh, go ahead. No,
I
go
was going to
ahead.
make its way to $1,000 per
Yeah,
share.
one. No, it's gonna outpace Bitcoin right now. I think J&J. I think that's we're not pricing everything in Bitcoin anymore. We're gonna price everything in J&J stock value. I'm just kidding.
Stablecoin J&J. All right, everyone. What do you think of Johnson and Johnson? What do you think of the GOAT? What do you think of one of the greatest dividend kings ever?
Man, guys, if you haven't, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you're buying right now if it's not Johnson and Johnson stock. And Bert, what else we got to tell these jabronis?
You're either with us or you're against us, Jack.
That was Bert and Laney from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.